Well, it's that time of year again. Getting everything put to bed for the winter. Around here, it ain't too far off. Main concern was the garden plots first. Still got about 9 broccoli plants out here putting out, and a 40-foot row of peas and some carrots and everything. But other than that, I run the little field cultivator through here and got it all ready, so if I don't get to anything else, it'll be ready to go for spring. Asparagus, that ain't died off yet. We've had kind of a weird fall here, but if I get that cut down this winter or this fall, why, I will. If not, I'll do it in the spring. Been a pretty good year so far, considering. The weather's been really goofy, but except for our potatoes, everything else did really good, and we've got a lot of food to keep us through the winter. Well, a couple of weeks ago, I went through, and that compost pile on the right there, I dug up all the compost and sifted it and put it in buckets. We don't do anything too fancy, just throw weeds and rotten crap on it, and maybe a little dirt here and there, maybe some grass clippings or whatever, but I don't get too excited about it. But I don't put a lot of effort into it either. But after 2 years, so I sifted it out, put it into buckets, got it here in the greenhouse. I got a bunch of these buckets, but I tell you what, that stuff is nice. Yeah, it's kind of funny. People in town, they get these big blue plastic dumpsters that they pay somebody to haul away their yard refuse from, and that just seems kind of silly to me. I don't know, for starting seeds, or even when you plant bedding plants out in the garden, that is some nice stuff there, I'll tell you what. Well, I've been working at getting my ducks in a row with firewood for the winter too. This is the first year in probably, I'll bet 30 years that I ain't had chickens over the winter, so I just decided that this would be a good spot to throw some firewood in. I got about, I don't know, a cord and a half in there. And got this old pickup trailer that I always pull up behind the shed here. Cover that up. I got it up on blocks. There's probably 2 cords of wood in there. That should get me through the winter. If I leave it out on the wood stacks, why, then I gotta walk clear down there through 3 foot of snow always. But that gets to be a little tough when it's 30 below wind chills and everything. But I got about, well, accounting for what I got inside over there and in there, what I got left out here, that's about 3 years worth of wood. I like to have it cut and stacked for at least a year, if not 2. I got some poly over this stack here because that's ready to go this year. That middle row, that's what I just put in there the other day. There's a pile there. Them stacks are probably gonna be, I don't know, 4 years down the road maybe. As long as you take care of it, it won't rot. And I've been cutting up some of these barn beams out of this old barn over here. That 100-year-old cedar, that is some good kindling. Cut it up into 2x2 chunks. That's a lot of work, but what the hell? What are you gonna do? Yeah, whatever. As soon as Jeff, who farms this ground around me, he gets his corn out and gets the chisel plowed, I'm gonna dig a hole and start burning barn. What's that out there? Ah, yeah. Oop, that's pretty shaky out there. Got a kitty out there. Sorry about that. Well, these are the last of the tomatoes off of 30 tomato plants. Went out Thursday night because the weather was going to get rainy and crappy, and tore them all out, got rid of them, picked what was good. Had a bumper crop this year. We usually plant mostly heirloom tomatoes, and they aren't picture perfect, but you know what, they sure do taste good. Juice tomatoes. My wife, she dug up her, what the hell were they? Calla lilies? I don't remember. She's got them in there. Gotta put them in cold storage. Can't eat those. Found some carrots we missed though. I don't know if even Bugs Bunny would want to dive into that son of a bitch here, I'll tell you what. Oh well. Well, I hooked old Ollie up to the snowblower too the other night, just getting ready for winter. I need to go through everything. Grease that chain up good. Got some shear bolts that probably need attention. Grease the U-joints and everything. I don't know, down here I always get some bolts that they want to bend. Take a pounding, but we'll get her going here. Need to go through Ollie here, change oil and filters. I had, imagine that, after 15 years the old battery crapped out, so I had to buy a new battery. It wasn't cheap, but I had a brain fart and mounted the battery over here on this side. Probably hard to see here, but normally the battery lives up underneath of there, clear up under there, not right there. And I don't know, you're laying on your back and you got a 90-pound battery sitting there, you're trying to hold it up with one hand and get the bolts loose, hope it don't fall on your noggin, and then try to put it back in there. I said, this is not happening again, so I just moved it over yonder there. Ain't no way. I mean, geez Louise. This is the only access right here, this little plate. Pull them two bolts out to get at anything. That wasn't happening, so I moved it. But I got all the filters and the fluids and everything, and I tell you what, that gets expensive. Need to clean the glass out, covered with dust, but hey, maybe we won't get no snow. Yeah, right. Well, it's been cold and drizzly and rainy all week around here, about 40 degrees, pissing steel gray skies. Just, I don't know. I'd rather have it 30 degrees and snowing out. This damp stuff just kind of gets to me. Old Black Sabbath sitting there, needs a good washing and waxing. There's my wife got me that for Christmas last year, Timber Tough saw chain sharpener. I'll tell you what, that thing has saved me so much money in almost a year, you would not believe it, between saw chains at work and the ones I use for cutting firewood for home. Once I got over the learning curve of it, that is a good investment right there. I'll tell you what. But now I got to do a little hip replacement on a pink flamingo. They didn't send the parts to hook these two things up here to the bottom of that pink flamingo, so can you believe that? What a hillbilly. All right. What the hell are you looking at?